Hello everyone and Happy New Year's. So for today's video, I'll be sharing my 2026 fitness goals, which include running my second half marathon, finally being able to just blitz, and mastering my push-ups. So along with that, I'll be sharing my current workout split and the plan I have for myself to make sure that I achieve all these goals. But before we get into that, I'll go ahead and share what's in my gym bag. I actually just got this from Amazon, so it's my first time actually using it at the gym. I love the color, and I just put my Labubu here that my boyfriend got me. So cute. And then I got my umbrella on this side because it's raining right now. Also another pocket that will be for my Stanley. And then in the big zipper, I have my running shoes. I don't like to work out in them, but again, I do have to get a run in today, and it's raining, so it's going to be a treadmill run today. So these are my shoes, and they're dirty, so that's why I put them in this little Honor Active bag so I don't mess up the rest of my bag. And then I have my pink, what's it called? Clips. I've had these since college. And then I have some straps, which honestly I haven't used a lot or in years now. I got these in college. I have good grip back then. And so I felt I was limited in how heavy I could do my leg workouts, like my RDLs, especially with dumbbells. But I haven't had a problem, so haven't used them. But if I do need them, they're here. And then in this smaller pocket, we got my pepper spray because there are some weirdos here. And then we have a lock for the gym locker, LOL. And then in this other zipper, again, also, on the side, right here, we have Advil, hand sanitizer, a headband, a hair tie, contacts. We have little peptide treatment, mascara from Tower 28, NYX brow glue, and then my Tower 28 SOS facial spray that I'll usually use like after I'm done working out to prevent breaking out. And that is everything in my gym bags. Let me put everything back. So as I mentioned, I just got this bag from Amazon. So I was making the switch of what was in my old bag into this new bag, but I was charging my AirPods. So I forgot to pack them to the gym. And I get to the gym, that's when I realize I have an upper body workout and a treadmill run to do, and I don't have my AirPods. So I had to raw dog that, and it was horrible. But I do want to note I have my AirPods also in my gym bag. And then I also went to my public library the day after to pick up some books to read. So I have a book in my gym bag as well that I'll read on my commute to and from the gym. But yeah, so I have a new workout split for this new year, which I'm excited to share. And so as your type A bestie, I always kind of just sit down and reflect on the woman I want to be. And so I kind of use that as a base to set up my goals for the new year. And then from there, I'm like, okay, I want to look a certain way. I want to do X, Y, Z. What are the steps I need to do to get to that point? And that's where I think a lot of people fall short when they create their vision boards. It's like, yeah, like you can look at it every single day and be like, oh, I want to be wealthy. I want to be fit. I want a fat ass. Like, don't we all? But if you don't have a plan in place for it, it's never going to get done. So I guess with that, I can share some of my fitness or physical goals for this year. And then with that, I have a plan in place for each one. So if I show you my Notion 2026 goals, each one links to a plan that I have set for myself. So again, bam. And so I'll just go ahead and follow that. Let's see. So I want to learn how to do the splits. I want to be more flexible. I have very tight hip flexors. And so my plan there is just to do 15 minutes of hip mobility every single day in the morning. And hopefully I have a timeline of like by September to be able to do the splits. I have some running goals for myself. And in case you didn't watch my previous videos, I ran my first half marathon June 1st, 2025. And I was very proud of myself. Like, I had never run more than 2 miles before that, to now being able to do 13.1 miles. Huge. And as I was training for my second half marathon, I had some lingering knee problems that made me stop running for a couple of months, had me in physical therapy. She's still in physical therapy. I have an appointment next week, actually. But I'm able to now start running, which is great because honestly, like, I've been sidelined for like 6 months, not being able to run. And I trained for 6 months. So it was a huge disappointment not being able to do something that I began to love. And now I'm starting from scratch again. Like, I don't have the endurance I had. I'm running 2 miles at most right now, and that's hard. But I do miss it. I did miss it greatly. So I'm very excited to be able to be running again and being able to PR in a half marathon this year. I have 3 half marathons that I'm looking at. And so I have a 12-week plan for myself. And that's like taking me all the way down to end of March. Depending on how I feel mid-February, I'll go ahead and decide what half I'll run. Because the earliest one I'm looking at is May 3rd. And I don't know if I'll fully be ready with the time I have set for myself. But again, with that, I'm running 3 times a week right now. 2 shorter runs, 1 long run. And it'll just progressively increase as the weeks go on. I guess I'll stop there for my goals and just go into my week of workouts and what that looks like. So yeah, 3 runs a week. We have 3 gym days, 2 lower body, 1 upper body. And then we have 2 hot Pilates sessions a week. And that's like the core of it. And like I mentioned, I have goals in place and a plan for each one. So that adds a little bit more into my week of workouts, if you will. So again, doing my hip mobility stretches every morning, to help me do the splits. I have been working out for 7 plus years, and I cannot for the life of me do a push-up. And so that is a goal of mine for this year. And to be honest, I had this on my 2025 goals as well, so last year, but I just had it there. And I'm like, okay, like I want to be able to do a push-up. But I didn't really do the research into what workouts I need to do, how often I should practice, and so forth. So I did not accomplish that goal last year. And so again, I'm being very intentional with the planning that I do to make sure that I'm able to accomplish everything that I have set out for myself. And so with that, I have, again, type A bestie right here, a whole plan. And this is 12 weeks long. And the goal is to eventually be able to do a couple of push-ups. It may take me longer. I'll go ahead and do a short series on that, probably on YouTube as well, just to share my progress weekly. Or actually, I may make a video when I'm able to do my push-ups, but I'll record weekly. But I won't post until I'm able to do my push-up, if that makes sense. TBD though, but I do want to bring you guys along with that process as well. So with that, I have 2 mini workouts, if you will, that are focused on eventually being able to do push-ups. And those take, let me double check real quick. I live my life on Notion, but I have so many that I'm just trying to find it right now. Oh, here it is, fitness. So yeah, that normally takes like 30 minutes. And so I'll either stay at the gym longer to just, be able to do those exercises or do them at home. Point being is twice a week, being intentional with an additional 30 minutes to work on push-ups. And that is it for now. I also have lose some weight on my 2026 goals. So I have been working out for over 7+ years now. I love it. At my prime, I was probably going to the gym like 6 times a week, taking one day off. Obviously, and I was back in college as well, so I had more time. My focus has shifted. Again, I do want to be hybrid athlete, so running and lifting. And I also fell in love with hot Pilates this past year. So I'm very confident in the split I have for myself. And, I've seen great progress within my muscle definition with my legs, my glutes, my arms. But something I have been struggling with a lot is my tummy area. And I used to think that working out alone would get me to be skinnier and shrink the waist. And then I would eat like garbage. And that's just simply not the case. I've been meal prepping for a good bit, which has been great. But then I'll be snacking. And, I always feel the need to have something else after a meal. And I'll overindulge. And it's something that I've struggled with for a long time. And I think I beat myself up about it a lot because I am a very active person. And I know I have so much potential to be a better version of myself, but I lack the discipline. And I'm consistent in my workouts, but I'm just not disciplined when it comes down to what I eat. So that is also a really big focus of mine into this new year, is being, again, intentional with what I eat and having a meal plan for myself. So the goal is to cut and just feel my best. And it's something I haven't really felt in a long time, if I'm being quite honest. I would love to feel confident wearing a sports bra and leggings. And I don't. So that is something that I want to strive to be able to feel better. You know, there's no weight I want to reach. There is no pant size, dress size I want to reach. I just want to look in the mirror and feel proud of the body that I have built for myself. So that will be something else that I hope to take you all along. And yeah, that is it for now. I know this was a long one of me just talking. I feel like I just go off tangents, but week of workouts, some of my physical goals for 2026, and then, you know, what I hope to reach at the end of the year are these milestones, you know, like half marathon, push-ups, splits, all that good stuff, but also just feel better in my own skin. So I'm excited for proving to myself that I am capable. All right, that's it for today's video. Bye, guys.